A very good evening. It's Tanveer once again, and today I'll be talking on one of the most vital, most important parts of speech, that is preposition. Preposition is basically a combination of two words, pre and position. Pre basically means previous or the initial one, and position means the place of the word in the context of the sentence. So preposition, like I said, is a combination of two words, and we need to stress on the last word of the entire word, that is position. So preposition basically means the position of the word in the sentence. What is the correct position where the sentence of what is the correct position of the word where the word can be fitted into the sentence? So preposition, like I said, it's similar to conjunction. Both are pretty much similar to each other, conjunctions and preposition. Preposition basically, like I said, it is filler. Filler means filler of words, filler of gaps. If there's a gap between two teeth, it won't look good. We need to fill in with certain stuffs. In the same way, if in a sentence there is a gap, it won't look appropriate and correct. So it is very true of English sentence. An English sentence to be appropriately correct has to be filled with proper conjunctions and prepositions as well. Conjunctions and prepositions are the heart and soul of any proper correct English sentence. So in this context, preposition and conjunctions assumes a real great importance and significance. Let me talk about few prepositions, starting with at. At is one of the most commonly used preposition that is generally used when we talk, when we speak, or when we write any sentence in English language. So in order to be correct, we have to make sure that we know the usage of at in the sentence. We have to be sure when to use at when we are speaking, when to use at when we are writing. At is generally used when we are talking about some place. So for example, Tom is at school. He did not go to school. Here at is not there, but then we are using to here. At is generally used, like I said, when we are talking about any place. And say for example, the student is at school during the first half an hour, or maybe during the first half of the day. The teachers teach at school during the first half of the day. So at is generally used to signify a place. The police is sitting at the police station. He was found at the stadium. So at, like I said, is basically used to refer to a place. When we talk about a place, we have to put at before that place. So this is as simple as anything. Let me talk about another preposition, that is on. On. We talk about on when we refer to a surface of something. Surface means the top of something. So for example, the cat is sitting on the couch. On the couch. The dog is sitting on the mat. So the dog is basically seated on the mat. He is or she is basically seated on something. She is basically occupying the surface or the top part of something. So we'll have to make use of the preposition on. He's sitting on the table. So the person is sitting on top of something, the surface of something. So we'll have to make use of the preposition on. In the same way, we have got another very often used preposition, which is into. Into is generally used when we talk about the depth of something. So for example, he is into economics. Here the person does not go into the depth of economics. That means the person is by profession working as an economist. That means he is into economics. The ball fell into the well. Here we can understand the usage of into properly. The ball basically got inside the well and it was basically fallen inside the depth of the well. Here into becomes more palpable and more apparent. He's into studies of economics for a long time. That means the person is involved in the study of economics for a long time. So we need to understand the usage of prepositions in different contexts. So for example, we can talk about another preposition, which is over. Over is generally used when we talk about the top of something. So for example, the birds flew over the river. That means the birds basically went past the river, on top of the river. They didn't go inside the river, they basically flew on top of the river. That means they passed on top of the river. The birds flew over the river. The aeroplane flew over his head. That means the aeroplane went past his head, not exactly on top of his head. It went from a certain distance between his head and the sky. So the aeroplane flew over his head. Another very commonly used preposition is between. When talk about between, we have to ensure that there are two nouns in the sentence. We all know what is a noun. Noun is a naming word. So for example, there is no friendship between Tom and Jerry. That means we can understand there are two nouns over here, Tom and Jerry. And in between them, we'll have to use a preposition that is between. There is a good relationship between Tom and Jerry. Again, two nouns are here and we are basically putting one preposition between the two. The relationship between the two countries are very friendly. Two countries, they are nouns. We have to put in one preposition, and between would be the most appropriate preposition. Hope you like this discussion. I'll continue with my discussion in my next talk. Thank you.